I've completed character studies on every major character on Farscape save one, Sikozu. In this case, last is least, because I neither like nor understand her character. Her actions and changes made little sense to me until one day a theory came to me. Sikozu appears at the beginning of Season 4, another bossy redhead know-it-all like Jewel was at first. And also like Jewel, Sikozu is educated in technical matters. Unlike Jewel, Sikozu never tries to become one of the family on Moya. Even among the misfits, Sikozu never fits in. Her character never quite adds up, especially with her radical transformation in the Peacekeeper Wars. But again, I have a theory. Sikozu arrives on the Leviathan ELAC, interrupting Crichton's attempts to calculate the physics of wormholes. She doesn't help him. Sikozu doesn't give, she demands, she declares. That she interrupts Crichton's research and acts as though she knows better than anyone about spaceships and science is the clue, I think. Obnoxious Sputnik is a parody of a certain type of science fiction fan. They're the ones who are less interested in characters and plots as they are about spaceship schematics, and they love pretending they know more than show creators. This scene is telling.
There should be a pressure hatch here to a crawl space between
Him
tiers.
inside, 2 tiers up.
No. Leviathan schematics clearly indicate that there should
Schematics? What schematics? I thought you were an expert. Every Leviathan grows to accommodate its passengers, its pilot's whim, its... Oh my goodness. You've never been on one before, have you?
Now, I have no direct evidence from the creators or writers to support this theory, but David Kemper is reported to have said early in the series, "Don't explain it, just show it." And I say, if you look at the role of Sikozu throughout Season 4, she is the shrill voice of the pedantic geek, never satisfied with what is shown. I think she symbolizes that type of science fiction fan who wants to talk about TIE fighters or warp core specs rather than story and characters. In that, Sikozu is the anti-Farscape character. She doesn't get it, she doesn't try. Rigel puts her in her place.
Except this can't be happening.
Can't it?
No. Reduction by proportionally subtracting atoms would leave our brains too simple to function.
So, maybe they just made all our atoms smaller.
But then we couldn't breathe normal-size air molecules, don't you see? No, this isn't happening because it's not possible.
Your brain isn't functioning. Do you think this is all just a hallucination? Do you like that explanation better?
No, but I simply cannot comprehend
Neither
how
can I. Who cares? We're here, they did it, and that's that. You consider yourself intelligent?
Yes, I do.
Then stop behaving like a child.
I am not a child.
No, you're an infant. You've studied, but you haven't experienced. You know nothing of life.
And you do?
I've been around long enough to know how ignorant I am. I don't assume the universe obeys my preconceptions. But I know a thrilling fact when it hits me in the face.
I think that's the strongest evidence for my theory. Sikozu rather quickly develops a fascination for Scorpius and becomes an ally more to him than to anybody else. Like Scorpius, Sikozu is driven by hatred of the Scarans, so Little Miss Know-It-All helps them in opposition to the Scarans. But then we're told in We're So Screwed that Sikozu is a bioloid, and we're told that bioloids are biomechanical duplicates of real people. But then we're told that Sikozu is genetically engineered to kill Scarans, which is a neat trick, but who or what she really is really unclear. She's not a bioloid like the duplicates of Aaron and Stark. Instead, she must be an infant, as Rigel says, who has some implanted weapons, which makes Sikozu more like Grayza than the other characters on Farscape. And then what are we to do with Sikozu of the Peacekeeper Wars? I say the target of the satire has shifted from the tech geek to the cyberpunk. Peacekeeper Wars is regrettably condensed and rushed, so all it has time to do is deliver Sikozu's silly outfits and Flock of Seagulls hairdo. She barely says a thing in the whole film, but is frequently seen in her outfit and constant sneer. Farscape is justifiably lauded as a female-centric show, but in Peacekeeper Wars, Sikozu is more like the typical science fiction female character, only there to show some flesh and make an occasional throwaway remark. The one plot development for Sikozu is the revelation that she is spying for the Scarans. Scorpius exposes her and leaves her for dead, and we don't see her again in the film.
They promised to free my people from their servitude.
They will not.
We do meet her again in the comics, where she looks like a member of an 80s synth-pop band. But other than her hair magically growing back, the comics give us no additional insights into her character. She remains the anti-Farscape character who never fits in, a weird kind of parody. Or anyway, that's my theory. Let me know what you think.